Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first premiere edition of season 2 of the Teacher Talks webinar. We are so very glad you're here, and thank you so much for joining in and sharing your time and energy with us today. One of my favorite parts of our webinar is always these minutes before the webinar begins into the first few moments, everyone saying hello and sharing and tuning in on where they're joining from. We have such a global audience of educators today, and I'm so very grateful for anyone joining in, sharing their time. As Michelle was saying in the chat, we have so many new things to discover, share, and present today. So very excited to jump right into it and show you all things awesome with Kahoot, and especially in time for ways that you can refresh your existing toolkit, maybe for back to school, or add some refresh and rejuvenation mid-semester or mid-year. We have lots to plan, share, and present today. In case we haven't met before, my name is Hannah Harris. I am a community manager here at Kahoot, and today I'll be acting as your host, your MC, and fellow Kahoot learner, player, experiencer today as we learn and share together. In case this is your first time joining, our Teacher Talk series happens live each month. We've just been on a quick break or hiatus for our summer holidays, but we're back and super excited to explore the next facets and areas of the Kahoot learning experience, an entire pedagogical mindset and approach to learning that is really just meant to help you make learning awesome in so many different ways, functions, and facets, all powered by Kahoot tools. The learning experience also aligns with the paces, sequences, and flows of the school year, cycling in introductions, assessments, reflections, and of course, play throughout each part. So with this being our first episode of the season 2 of Teacher Talks, today we're focused on that refresh, that back to school mindset, or even return to school, no matter where you are in the semester and experience. So whether you're starting or mid-semester, we hope that the tools, tips, and tricks that we're discussing today remain applicable regardless. This month, we're going to focus on tools that help you prepare your classroom, including the lesson plans and curriculum creation with our AI tools, as well as the other side of the lesson in celebrating progress, achievement, and growth on Kahootopia Islands. Today, we'll have the help of some of our very own Kahoot community members. You may have seen them in the chat and sharing already. We're welcoming and joined by Judith and Denise, who will be sharing some of their own classroom experiences, their ideas for implementation, and insights on best practices for how they incorporate Kahootopia into their own daily classroom routine. Because yes, Kahoot can be part of every single day of your classroom routine, and hopefully this inspires you to do so. So here's our plan, our agenda, if you will, for what's happening on screen today. We'll first be joined by a pedagogical and product expert, Pekka. Next, Kahoot ambassador, Judith from Canada will join us, followed by Denise from Brazil. They'll be sharing, again, their experiences and classroom know-how on using these Kahoot tools, whether finding from a Kahoot Discover page and library or even creating from scratch. Before we begin, though, before I get too far ahead of myself, I also wanted to share a few notes and reminders that you can kind of keep in mind as we are sharing and presenting today, in case you'd like to continue your learning offline or even potentially continue with colleagues and presenters and fellow learners throughout. So just some details and housekeeping before we begin. All of the sessions in each part of our speaker sessions will be recorded today. We'll share out that recording so you can watch on demand at your own pace and your own schedule, no matter where you are or when you plan to tune in. That webinar recording will also always be available on our YouTube playlist, as well as the Teacher Talks page, the same place that you registered for our session today. So if you can't tune in live for the entire duration or need to step away at any point, no problem. We hope to see you on demand. Also, anyone joining in today will receive a certificate of attendance. You can use this to brag and show off your new skills and learnings with your team and with your network, or use it to claim PD credits with your school, your admin, or local team. So again, a great place to check for that certificate is the email that you registered to join this session, and we aim to have those certificates out to you by the end of the week. Should you need to take a break or step away from your screen at any time or even close this Zoom window, you can always come back to us by using that same link that you joined originally. It will continue to be live throughout the duration of our webinar. And finally, and probably most importantly, should you have any questions throughout our webinar today, please, please, please ask that you record those questions in the Q&A tool. You'll see that Q&A window at the bottom of your Zoom screen. That Q&A allows us to track questions as they come in and be sure that we're answering every insight and every question, every clarification as it comes along. Also encourage you to use the chat throughout our session today, but just to ensure that no questions are left unanswered, use that Q&A tool to be sure that we can give you a direct reply to any question that you might have. But that concludes our reminders, which is my cue to also transition now to our very first speaker. So I'm excited to welcome Pekka to our stage. He'll be sharing the click-by-click directions on how you might organize, share, and start a class island with your students, whether in one class roster or even throughout different dates. Pekka will also be sharing our very new and exciting lecture mode, game mode today. So keep your eyes peeled for that new format, looking a little bit different from our standard classic game mode, and a perfect opportunity for you to put on the player hat and play along with all things Kahoot lecture mode and of course all things awesome learning. So welcome, Pekka. We're glad you're here.
Thank you, Hannah. I'm super excited to be here. And hello, everyone. I'm Pekka, based in Helsinki, Finland. And I'm going to start right away by sharing my screen. So we are on my Kahoot account, and on here left toolbar, I will choose Kahootopia, and we'll start with selecting a teacher talk island that I have created for us. So today I'm going to launch my Kahoot through this Kahootopia. You are able to collaborate together. We are able to get some achievements together, and you will be collaborating in building and growing this island. So I'm going to click start again, lecture mode here, and I'm going to select my teacher talks August 2025 Kahoot. And here we are. If lecture mode isn't familiar to you, you are seeing now that we entered right away to my presentation. So in lecture mode, there isn't any certain lobby, but we are already in my presentation. You can join. So this will be an interactive session together with us. So you can use this QR code. I can click it to make it more bigger. You can use it for joining the game, or you can use this game pin 53710, and it will be visible during this whole presentation here at the bottom. And here I see we have already 50 participants, and I will hide the participant name list. So you are still able to join this Kahoot or this lecture, but I'm hiding the names now. I'm also able to edit the settings here now or whenever. But the best part in lecture mode is that if you have ever used Google Slides or PowerPoints or Keynote presentations, and you have used some other tool for making some interaction with the audience, now those are combined in Kahoot lecture mode. So I can give a presentation, but I can have also interactive elements all in once at the same place. And we are experiencing this together today. So I'm going to start my presentation. You are able to join now, still, or later. So let's go. And the topic today in my speech is Kahoot learning experience, what it is. So this is a pedagogical model that we have created for you to have a better understanding when and how to use Kahoot effectively. We have a lot of different tools, a lot of different features, but when those different features could be used and how to use it so that it's really effective and promotes learning. So this is why we have this learning experience model. It has 6 sections. It starts with efficient preparation. The second one is impactful instruction. The third one is playful practice. The fourth section is memorable review. The fifth is effective assessment. And the last one is group achievement. And I'm going to show a few tools or features that we have for each of these today. And let's start with a quiz. So right away, we will have some interaction together. And the topic or the question is, what is the Kahoot AI generator best used for? Is it best used for efficient preparation or impactful instruction or playful practice or effective assessment? And please answer now. You have 8 more seconds to answer your guess. And yes, most of you are correct. The Kahoot AI generator is best used for efficient preparation. And Denise will tell you more about how to use Kahoot AI tools later today. On top of those AI generator, how to create lessons with Kahoot fast and easy. Another example is slide sync. This is a really, really excellent feature. If you haven't tried this slide sync feature, I recommend highly to try it. For example, I have created my presentation today using this slide sync. So how it actually works, I created these slides in Google Slides, and then I synced my Google Slide document with this Kahoot with just a few clicks. And then I needed to make some edits to my slides. I edited those in the Google Slides, and just by one click, those edits were synced with this Kahoot presentation. So this really makes this smooth and easy and fast to create Kahoots and also edit those. And then we have also ready to play or ready to use supplementary learning content that can be used right away. One thing to mention is, for example, back to school with Disney Kahoot collection, or we actually have a channel for that. So if you are into Disney, check that channel also out. The next one is impactful instruction. So how to teach interactive and engaging lessons. Well, one good example is this lecture mode that I'm using here. So you are having a first taste of this lecture mode. Another one really good mode is our new accuracy mode. So in classic Kahoot, the time also counts. The faster you answer, the more points you get. But in this accuracy mode, everyone who answers correctly will have the same amount of points. So the time isn't anymore something that counts. It's only the accuracy, and it's something, a feature that many educators have actually asked for us to have, and now we have it. Also, you can create a lot of interactivity with a lot of different question types that we have, or you can boost future-ready skills like collaboration with our team mode and different game modes. Then we have self-study experiences, so different ways to give students asynchronous learning moments. They can practice some content, they can memorize with flashcards. We have also some of the game modes in a way that they can play it solo. So this is something you should also, or I recommend that you try out with your students. And now let's have a next question. This is a type answer question type. So you are soon going to need to type your answer. And the question is, which part of the Kahoot learning experience does Kahoot's self-study tools support? So this picture here might help you a bit. So which part of the Kahoot learning experience does Kahoot's self-study tools support, like fast flashcards or practice or test yourself tools? So write your answer and then press submit for it being recorded. Okay, 2 more seconds and we got the 80+ answer. And let's see, the correct answer is here. With this question type, I'm able to check the other answers, and I can I accept this 4 also. Play practice in motivate. So just checking all the other answers that I think are correct, and then can submit. So all of you who answered these and will get points. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, I don't have any points available, but your answer is correct. So with Kahoot, you are able to unleash the power of play in learning. You are able to assign student-based challenges. Then we have these self-study modes, and one tip is to let students be creative. They can create their own Kahoots and host those for their peers. Then the next one is memorable review in our pedagogical model. One of the most powerful things in Kahoot is this instant feedback that it gives to students. So research, we are really packed with research. Research is showing that the Kahoot really promotes learning, and one key element is this feedback, instant feedback that it gets. And best part for teachers is that it's also automated. So it doesn't take teachers any time to give this feedback. Kahoot gives it on its own. Teachers are also able to differentiate learning by assigning personalized Kahoot to different students according to their needs. And then one tip is to, for example, use Kahoot as an exit ticket to see if the main topics of lesson were understood and memorized. The 5th section is effective assessment. We have this advanced reports tool that can be used for formative assessment, or you are able to do real-time pulse checks of class performance, or even take attendance through this game participations. So we are still in this lecture mode, and I see everyone who has joined, and after this Kahoot, I have a report and I see who attended, how active you were. So this can be also used, this report, in that way. Well, for learning, this report helps to identify questions and topics that needs reteaching, and also it's able to assess progress over time by combining several reports. Something that is coming really soon is Kahootopia assignments. So in the future, you are able to assign Kahoots as a homework and also link those assignments to a certain Kahoot or Kahootopia island. So assignment is something that is, of course, available now and have been a long time. But the new thing is that you are able to link those assignments to a certain Kahootopia island. So when students are doing their homework or this asynchronous learning with these Kahoots, those unlocks new achievements and grow the collaborative island And that makes these assignments more engaging and rewarding also. And I have a poll for you. So you are able to select multiple answers here. And the question is, which part of the Kahoot learning experience does Kahootopia assignments support? So I'm actually asking your opinion on this. So here is all the 6 different sections. And what do you think? For what this Kahootopia assignment is the best? I of course have my own opinion, but I actually want to see what you think here. So select one or more of these and then press the submit button. Okay, it looks like that you think that this helps in many phases. The most is this effective assessment, and then also memorable review, playful practice, impact instruction, group achievements gave votes. In my head, I would mark this playful practice and group chat achievement, at least those 2, probably more. So this Kahootopia Island is created for celebrating the success together. So whenever we play Kahoot through this Kahootopia, we will celebrate the learning afterwards, and you will see really soon how it looks like. And also Judith, after me, will tell you a lot more about Kahootopia. Last question to you is, at which stage of the teaching and learning cycle does Kahoot provide you with the greatest support? So this is a drop-in question type. You are able to track the image, and please drop your pin in one of these 6 sections where you feel that Kahoot supports you the most. Is Kahoot helping you the most in preparing your lessons, or is it helping you the most in the assessment phase, or when you are giving interactive instruction, or some other parts? So let's see. Okay, it looks like that the preparation, practice, also review and assessment got the most, and also in this engagement and interaction instruction part got a lot of pins. Thank you for your answers. 2 more things. One, if you want to learn more about how to use Kahoot effectively, we have the Kahoot learning experience channel. There is multiple only 10-minute PD courses for you to learn quickly about our tools and features. There is, for example, the newest one is Discover Kahoot's Back to School Essential in 10 minutes, or another course is How to Generate Kahoots with AI in 10 minutes, or learn how to use accuracy mode in 10 minutes, learn how to use lecture mode in 10 minutes. So there's a lot of really packed small 10-minute courses, and I really recommend you to check this out. So this Kahoot learning experience channel is inside the Kahoot platform. You should find it on the right, on the left side, in the just under the menu bar. And last, if you want to become the ultimate Kahoot superstar, I recommend you to check our Kahoot certification program for schools. So just type kahoot.com/certified. We have 3 bigger courses. Each of them are approximately 30 minutes long courses. So that was all from me, and the next one we are going to check the island once more. Before that, I show you when you are playing Kahoots also in lecture mode, there's a session summary available. I could view the full report. It have a note, have you stopped sharing your screen? So I won't show you the full report where you see how everyone answered, but it's available for teachers here. And then let's go to the island, and all of you are here together celebrating our success in this Kahoot, and let's see what kind of achievement we got together. So trivia stage, arcade stage are growing, and we have a new building also here. Okay, so yes, our island growth, we are now in the level 8. And also one thing what I can show you is Kahoot leagues. We are also able to compete with others. So we are currently in Silver League with this Digital Islands in the 5th place. So that was all from me. Back to Hannah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pekka. Thank you for the introduction and so many ideas, insights, and opportunities to explore and really go deeper on the Kahoot learning experience. And perfectly timed that you finished with Kahootopia, because as we mentioned already, our next speaker, Judith, is going to share so much on the Kahootopia experience. I saw a question come through asking, is Kahootopia free? And it certainly is. And Judith is here to share all the different ways that you can explore class achievement and celebration available on Kahootopia. In fact, she was one of our Kahoot ambassador pioneers, really started and explored Kahootopia from the very earliest days as a beta tester, and now uses Kahootopia with her class in all different experiences, student environments, even with family members outside of the classroom. So we are super excited and very grateful to have Judith, a Kahootopia expert, here to share all of her valuable insight and hopefully spread some excitement and inspiration for using Kahootopia in your classroom. So welcome, Judith. We are so glad to have you here. I'm going to start sharing your ideas and insights on screen, so we should see that in just a second too.
Hannah's running mine because I saw somebody comment on their Microsoft school. I'm a Microsoft school as well, so Zoom is not my natural, so I get Hannah to run all my stuff for me. So yeah, this is going to be running through how to get started on Kahootopia. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go to the next one. And this is my island from one of my classes. Okay, so to start off, you hop into your library like you normally would. And if you don't have something that you want to do in your library, of course, we've got Marketplace, Access Pass, channels, all sorts of things. Once you've chosen the Kahoot that you would like, you're going to go to the next one. And you're going to host it live. Okay, just like normal. All right, then this is the brand new thing that pops up. So for me, I called my islands very originally, I called it mine, but you can add different class islands for different classes if you want. As I go through, I'm not in one class only, so I use that one island for the whole year for our school, because I pop in and out of all the classes, and then you can choose, you can title it what you want, and then you're going to go to the next section. And you're going to choose whatever mode. And there hasn't been a mode yet that I have found that you can't use with the island. And then you're going to go pop in, and then you're going to play your game. You're going to have a load of fun. You're going to see the podium. And then after the podium, you're going to notice this brand new little wee bar that says claim rewards. We saw it in Pekka's presentation. So that comes up in your top right corner. And then you get to see your island. This is from an earlier screenshot from when we had just started using the islands. So this is way back at 7. And you'll notice that our island is pretty sparse, but every image on the island stands for an achievement or some aspect of play. Whether you're all wearing the same accessory, like one of the achievements is something where we all had to wear thanks on our head. And I think that was for Teacher Appreciation Week. And so you can see all the achievements. You'll notice that up in the top left corner is your achievement bar. Okay, and you're going to go next. Now, in the top left corner is your achievement button. And these are some screenshots of from my island. You'll notice that there's many, many things. And if you get a little green check, you know you've done it. But if you don't know, if you look at one and you say, Sugar Rush, I wish I had that. So it tells you to do a game mode other than classic, so you can do anything else. Okay. And then you're going to go next. And leagues. You saw a little bit on Pekka's presentation as well. Leagues. You'll notice that at Cole McNeil, we're at the very bottom of the Stone League for July and August. That's because our school, we finished in June and we start in September. So, but yeah, and it's just for fun. There's no pressure. I don't think you win anything. But yeah, it's just fun. And the kids love seeing, oh, look at and the kids are actually kind of funny because they'll notice that say, oh, hey, that's cool. They were below us, but now they're on top of us. So kids kind of keep track, but it's a no pressure thing. Next one. And every symbol on your map can grow. You saw how I think it was arcade grow with Pekka. And all you need to do if you think, oh, what's that symbol do? All you have to do is you click on the symbol within your island and it'll show you what you can do. So math workshop, it tells me I have to play more Kahoots about math. And if I did that with Talus Tower, that would be the same thing. Sorry, Hannah. Yeah, go ahead. And a big achievement that we got to was 50. We were so happy to get to 50. And for every 3 games that you play, your island levels up. So here's a trivia question for you that I was wondering about. So we've played 150 games, and roughly every Kahoot is 20 minutes. How many minutes did we play in order to get to level 50? I don't have the answer. But you guys, that's just a question to ponder upon. Good luck if you can get the answer. Okay, we'll go to the next one. And some tips and observations. What you're going to find is, holy mackerel, good math. I don't know if it's correct, but I'll say, woohoo, you got an award. All right. So you're going to notice that when you're using Kahootopia, you're going to have at least 1, maybe 2, who are focused on the achievements. That's what I have noticed with some of the kids. They go straight to the achievement, and they're going to be the ones that say, hey, guys, if we all play with this face, or maybe we all play with the brain, we're going to get this achievement. And then they're running around and they're helping each other and they're saying, and then they'll notice as they log in, they say, hey guys, remember, find this thing, find this particular, the brain, find the brain. And then look, and if kids say, I don't know how to do it, I have kids who physically go around and they say, okay, it's right here, guys. It's the 6th one down or whatever. It's really amazing for this. And also, I haven't found a mode that doesn't work with this, and it's been phenomenal for the kids. And seeing the teamwork, especially when we're playing in modes that are more focused on, say, classic, just on personal skills, I still find kids who the teamwork is still there. Like Lost Pyramid, yes, teamwork is all in there. But with the individual modes, I've actually had kids who have gone to sit beside someone who has a harder time with this particular concept that we're working on, and they're helping each other. So not only are they doing their own work, but they're also making sure and checking in on their classmates to make sure that everybody's doing well, because it's a group achievement. Whether our island is based on our group achievement. And it's been phenomenal watching how the kids help each other and how they're really focused. They're becoming more empathetic and caregiving to everybody within our classes. And if you want to hear what it sounds like, there's a little clip that Hannah has put in for me of our class. We do a lot of math, as the kids say. You'll see there's Talus Tower and Cosmic Conquest. So this was earlier on in my time, but the excitement hasn't changed since we started using Kahootopia. The kids actually get more excited the higher up and the more things that they see on their island and how it grows. It really is an amazing thing. I highly encourage you to try this with your class. And if you ever need help, reach out. Lots of help can be had.
Agreed, Judith. Thank you so much. We see it as Kahootopia as being such an awesome visual representation of the learning that's already happening in the classroom. So as you, as an educator, are choosing Kahoots about different content areas and curriculum tools, or even trying the same curriculum, but with different game modes or different backgrounds or different emoji characters, however you kind of change up the format and the medium of your learning is reflected in the Kahootopia growth of your island and the different achievements and rewards that Judith was mentioning. So we're really excited about the way that Kahootopia is celebrating the learning that already happens in your classroom. And it's just a great way to corral your students and the group, the existing group, on a way to kind of keep tabs and on the growth and achievement that's already happening, as we said. So lots of conversation and excitement in the chat. Thank you, Judith, for sharing your own unique island with us. I see questions on Kahoot existing in different languages. It sure does. We're in over 40 different languages, so definitely urge you to customize and personalize that learning experience to be best fit for your classroom. Mercy was asking, can Kahootopia be used for a subject area? Of course, whatever content you're already playing and presenting via Kahoot can be connected to your Kahootopia island. So we see, in fact, different educators in art specifically talk about different art theories or famous modalities and formats of art, or even artists in history. So up to you to really customize that experience to be best fit for your curriculum and your student learning goals. We are going to transition now on, in fact, this is a great question for all of the different ways that you might create content on Kahoot. Transition now to how you might start from scratch or even use AI-assisted creator tools to present and curate content best fit for what your students need and the learning goals surrounding such. So we're joined next by Denise from Brazil, who has become an expert Kahoot ambassador and verified creator since the very early days, starting in 2018. In fact, Denise has built and created tools that have gotten lots of updates and upgrades through the years, and now she's creating Kahoots in a matter of seconds thanks to our AI tools. So I'll transition now to you, Denise. Thank you for being here and excited to see what you have to share.
Thank you, Hannah. Hello, everybody. My name is Denise. I'm an English teacher from Brazil, and I'm going to share today our presentation, Creating Quizzes with Kahoot AI. Let me see if it is loaded for everybody.
All good.
Okay, here we go. So first, I'm going to talk a little about myself. Who am I? My name is Denise Moraes. You can find me on Kahoot like at Teacher SP. I'm an English teacher for more than 20 years. I'm a former journalist. I am the creator of catteacher.com.br. I'm a Kahoot ambassador in Brazil. I have more than 4 million Kahoot players. And I am the developer of 600 learning games, online games, and counting. I'm in love with tech, nature, and of course, cats. And I'm a volunteer here in my country because I truly believe that English should be accessible to all backgrounds. Here we go. So my first question to you is, why should you use the Kahoot AI? Probably if you were not living in Mars, you have learned about AI, everybody's talking about it, and Kahoot has developed its own AI, okay? So the first one, you probably know, it's to save time. As Hannah has said, I am at Kahoot since 2018. It used to take me around 40 minutes to create a game from scratch. Now I can do the same game. I can create a game in 10 minutes. So it's undebatable. But what a misconception that people have is that, oh, but you have always the same game. No, you don't. You can create personalized at Kahoot. That's what I'm going to show you today. You can create different levels. As you know, you can create on different languages. And Kahoot has now multiple game types, okay? You have the quiz, the presentation, the macro lesson, the vocabulary, and the test prep, which means that standardizing the process doesn't standardize the output. Here we go. First, how to access Kahoot AI. Maybe you don't know how, so let's see. First, create.kahoot.it. Go to your home page, check your teacher toolbar, and you will see on the corner, save time and create Kahoot with AI generation, or simply click on the button create on the top right. This is the Kahoot AI toolbar, all right? Let me explain its parts for you. So first you have the topic, which is the source of your Kahoot. It can be a PDF archive, it can be a URL or a Wikipedia archive. We are going to create games using them all today. Then you have ready-to-use templates. You can select from pre-made presentations, okay? And you don't need to create any game at all. It's already created for you. Then you have the experience I told you about. Multiple game types like quiz, the presentation, the micro lesson, the vocabulary review, the test preparation. The languages. You can generate the same game in multiple languages, which is ideal for vocabulary games. The level. You can create the same game in 3 different levels, adapting the difficulty with just one click. The tone. You can choose if you want a more humorous or serious game. And finally, the length of your Kahoot. You can pick between 3 options, and sometimes you will pick 25 questions, but they are going to give you 32, so be ready for this. What am I going to do today? I'm going to create 4 personalized back-to-school games using Kahoot AI. These games, I'm going to create a beginner level vocabulary review from a PDF. Then I'm going to create an intermediate level from a micro lesson, from a URL. I'm going to create an intermediate grammar test preparation from a PDF, the same PDF, okay? And later, I'm going to create an advanced quiz about an article from Wikipedia. Let's start from the basic level vocabulary review from a PDF. So, create. Here is your Kahoot AI toolbar. So, go to the topic, choose PDF. Go to the upload button and select the PDF archive you want to use. I selected an archive, my archive, back to school. It's a course, 35 slides. Don't select the 35 slides, okay? Why? Otherwise, you're going to confuse AI a little. Focus on the slide you want, okay? So what slide do I want? I want this slide of back to school, which you have in which you have the supplies labeled, okay? Oh, but I have a shorter archive. I want to use all the pages. So you click here on select all. Otherwise, I believe it's easier if you just check the slide you want to use. Click on the generate button right corner. And you can choose between extract questions to your Kahoot or generate new ones. I don't have any questions on that slide, okay? So I prefer to create new ones. Here it is. What do I do now to personalize this game? Because by default, Kahoot will always create quiz games intermediate level, all right? I don't want this type of question. What do you use to measure straight lines in a beginner level? So I go to experience. I change the game format to vocabulary review. I change the level to beginner, and I click on refresh to apply my changes. Take a look. What does ruler mean? Okay, is much more friendly than, let me check. What do you use to measure straight lines? A beginner doesn't know what is straight. So it's really difficult for that. This is easier. Can I change the language? Yes, okay. I can change to any language and I will have the same vocabulary game, which is very interesting if you are a multi-language teacher. What does StorySet.com refer to? What is this doing in a school supply vocabulary? StorySet.com was the credit from the picture I used on that slide I showed you earlier. But AI doesn't know that, okay? So what is storyset.com? Here we go, storyset.com. So always review your quiz before posting, okay? Because we don't want this kind of question. Although the answer is correct, storyset.com is a website for illustration, but it's not for a vocabulary review. Here we go. How am I going to create the PDF from here? I can select the slides I want in the presentation. The selected slides will appear lighter, and I can choose to add all the slides if I want, or just click on the remove button. I don't know why I'm pointing the screen, but that's okay. And then I click on done, okay? And all my select slides will go to my new game. Here it is. My game is ready. Now I can customize it. So I go to settings and I customize my game. What can I customize on the settings? I can change the title, okay? Because AI already creates a title for your game, but I can change for another title if I want. I can change the cover image. I can change the description. I can change the visibility. Do I want a private or a public Kahoot? I can decide a folder where to save my game, and I can change the game language. So pick this all, and then I click here on done. And this is the most important part, okay? Please don't forget to click on save. Don't click on exit after all this and lose your game. Click on save, and here it is. You have, again, a beginner school supplies vocabulary review from a PDF. You can host live in class, you can share with your students, you can assign as homework. Now, here we go. I'm going to create an intermediate level micro lesson from a URL. The same content, okay, but now from a website. Go to topic. Instead of PDF, now you click on URL. What do? I type the URL I want to use. I took a URL from my website, okay, from that same presentation PDF I showed you earlier. Now I type the URL, and the URL has more words than that PDF I showed you before, and then I click on generate. So here's my game. What do I do different now? I select the experience, and I click on micro lesson. I select the Kahoot length, and I click on 25 questions, and then I click on refresh. Why micro lesson? Think that this is an intermediate level, okay? They already know school supplies names. They already know what is a pen. They already know what is an eraser. So more than just check if they know school supplies name, I want to engage conversation. Micro lesson mode brings fun facts about the subjects, like, oh, the first pencil was invented in the 16th century, it was made of graffiti. So it's nice to engage conversation and talk to the students, which is my objective. What else did I change? As I told you, by default, they create quiz questions, okay? But I changed it to the question type answer questions. Because they are an intermediate level, it's still easy. Just give them the school supplies name, they just have to click on it. Come on, type it, okay? And it's nice to see if they are having any spelling difficulties. All right. Don't forget to click on save, all right? And then you have an intermediate school supplies micro lesson from a URL. Next. Now I'm going to create an intermediate grammar test preparation from a PDF, the same PDF. Choose PDF, choose upload, and here we are. Instead of choosing the school supplies vocabulary, now I am choosing the grammar part of my PDF, okay? So in this PDF, I'm working the verb have to talk about possession. So I just choose the slides I'm using to talk about the have verb, and then I click on generate. So here's my game. What do I do in here? I change the experience for test prep. I change the Kahoot length for 25 questions and I click on refresh. And then I have 32 questions. Why did I change to test prep? Because it's a grammar review. So I wanted to divide it on affirmative, negative, interrogative, short answers to review the grammar, okay? And test prep gives me this. So what else do I have here? You have the slide layout. I can change the slides and I have 10 media and text options, okay? What else do I have? I have the reactions. If I allow reactions during my slides presentation, I can see how students are reacting to that. And finally, don't forget the save button, okay? For the love of God. Here it is. Now I have an intermediate has test preview from a PDF, the same PDF. So from one source, I have already created 3 different games. Finally, I'm going to create an advanced quiz about an article from Wikipedia so I can work with advanced levels. First, topic, choose Wikipedia now. I chose the back to school marketing. So I'm going to talk about the marketing involved in back to school season, all right? Don't type the URL in here, okay? Just type your subject. What do you want? And Wikipedia will suggest all the available articles. And that's how I discovered the back to school marketing in fact. You select the article you want, and then you click on generate. And here it is, you have a game. What do you do to make this game different? Go to experience and select presentation mode. Select skill level for advanced and select the Kahoot length for 25 questions. Click refresh and apply. And here it is. Why did I choose the presentation mode? Because presentation mode has open discussion slides. They are very good for motivating students' debates, okay? Because they bring questions about the subjects. For instance, here, how do you think back to school shopping impacts family budgets and local economies? Imagine a father, a mother that has to spend money on school supplies that their son never uses during the year. They will have 10 hours to talk about it. So that's what's interesting on presentation mode. Finally, don't forget, save your game, okay? And here it is. I have an advanced back to school marketing presentation from Wikipedia. So 4 different back to school games created by AI. I have already created a short game, okay, to test your knowledge from this presentation. Hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you, guys. Back to you, Hannah.
Awesome. Thank you so very much, Denise. I hope that you get a chance to recap some of the chat and conversation happening in parallel with all that you shared. So many ideas. In fact, Maria was saying that she was running to grab her PDFs right in that moment to take advantage of the AI tool, just as it is so quick, so easy, and so fast to experience and transform all the content that you may already have. With just our last few minutes today, I'm hoping to recap all the awesome learning that happened live with us in a live Kahoot. So as you already saw before, we're going to launch a Kahoot via Kahootopia Islands. So you'll see me logging into my island. I am going to launch within the Kahoot community that we've played in Teacher Talk so far. And we're starting a game live in our classic mode, just a few quick questions to recap all the awesome learning that happened today. I encourage you to join with me on this live Kahoot, but of course, if you'd like to just play along and listen along, also fabulous. The game pin that we'll join with today is 120291. I'll drop it in our chat in case you want to play and join along. In the effort of time, we're going to jump right in quickly to... Awesome. I see almost 70 players. We have over 400 players joining us today. So hopefully you have an opportunity to join live in the game, but if not, always feel free to join after the fact in our, or to watch along live and just interact in the Zoom chat as well. All right, we're gonna jump right in to make sure that we have time to get through all of these questions. The Kahoot Teacher Talks August edition recap. Our first question being a true or false, wondering if you think Kahootopia can be accessed through both live and assigned Kahoots. We saw Pekka mention this just briefly in our first session today. If not, we have a individual giving a little bit of a hint to potentially sway your learning and your reflection. But what do you think? Can Kahoot be hosted in a live or assigned? And in fact, yes, true. We're working on that now for back to school. Kahootopia assignments allow you to share in a live or assigned lesson. Let's see if that impacted our leaderboard. Congrats, Vic, you're right at the top. Our second quiz question today, a multi-select, meaning that you can choose more than one correct answer. Which of the following activities can be created with AI tools? For recommendation and demo from Denise, what do you think you could create with an AI tool available within the Kahoot Creator? We saw mention of all of these different, or many different features and examples today. So thinking on your end, select which of the following, and 4 double points. Hopefully you selected them all, creating quizzes from PDF tools, from online wiki articles, or even from a URL. Vic still is at the top, and then we see PD, Anna S, DJJ, and Victoria following along. A slider question. In Kahootopia, islands level up after how many Kahoots have been completed? Judith mentioned this, wondering how many hours a minute the students have spent learning in Kahootopia. But each island gives you access to a larger, more elaborate Kahootopia player state about how many Kahoots need to be played to level up. A slider is a great way to check for a number scale, quantities, volumes, amounts. I always love the suspense that the slider animation brings to us, but in fact, only 3 Kahoots are needed to help you level up in Kahootopia. Let's see, did any players earn 19 knew that exact number? And it certainly has changed up our leaderboard. A puzzle question. Any Kahoot can be accessed in Kahootopia. Here's how. A puzzle question asks you to sequence from top to bottom the correct chronology or order of different tiles and answer options. So in this situation, you're sequencing from top to bottom, first to last, how you'd access Kahootopia. I'll give you a little bit on these puzzle questions, because depending on how you're playing and accessing the Kahoots, you might need that extra moment to click and drag along your screen. What happens first when you're accessing Kahootopia? Where do you click? What do you click? You'll want to sort from top to bottom. Seeing lots of answers come in and we've almost stagnated. Those 5-10 seconds to bring in and submit your question. As Denise was reminding us, don't forget to submit after you've ordered your puzzle. It's not just reordering or sequencing those answer tiles. And remember, as we're playing today, you're also going to have a chance to watch this Kahoot back, as with the rest of our content in the on-demand session. But the correct sequence we were looking for, only 3 people got. You're finding and selecting a Kahoot, selecting host live to share it. You'll pick the island that you'd like to host with, and then choose the game mode that you'd like to present on. Love to Teach is still at number 1. A quiz question, multi-select. After completing a Kahoot within Kahootopia, what happens next? Remember, you're selecting more than one right answer for this, so you might even see 2 things happening next. What happens after you finish Kahoot within your class island? You'll see that all players are recognized on a podium and that your class gets to review achievements and rewards that were added to the island, just as Judith's student, the achievement checker, is looking to see all the things you earned. Love to teach, still at the top. Our final question, a pin answer. There's actually more than one correct area to pin in or drop your pin on this. Which creator tools allow you to utilize, or which creator tools utilizing AI allow you to create a Kahoot automatically based on the input that you share from the creator perspective? So based on your importing tools, your searching tools, the phrase, the keyword that you use, drop a pin on this area. You'll actually have to maneuver and manipulate the image to align that image with the pin to select your area. Let's see where we saw. Awesome. So there were 3 correct areas. You could either generate with a imported slide, a PDF file, or even with a phrase. Lastly, we'll celebrate our podium of our August edition in Teacher Talks. In 3rd place, we have Anna S. Congrats, Anna. In 2nd place, we have B with a crown already. And in 1st place, we are excited to celebrate Love to Teach. Awesome. I'll certainly be in touch with our winners and our 4th and 5th place prize too, adding in for some extra swag. But of course, we love to celebrate all of our players. Of course, everyone joining in today for our August edition of Teacher Talks. So glad to have you here. We will be in touch via email so that you can collect that on-demand recording as well as a certificate of attendance. Everything will be available with the email that you use to register. So feel free to check your inbox and refresh to find those resources, as well as some added materials for you to keep on learning offline and at your own pace. Thank you to our speakers, Pekka, Denise, and Judith for joining in today. And thank you for all of you for joining in on an awesome day of learning and experience. We are so glad to continue season 2 of Teacher Talks, and we will see you next time in our next webinar. Thanks everyone, happy Kahooting.